Welcome to the NBA Pub Hub, Pub Sports Radio, Thursday, February 30. In Cameron, Dutch Boy Fresh, Trot Wham, Billy Briz, William Brisbane, if you actually see his Twitter. Yeah, you got to get it right. Let's get the professional name. William Brisbane.
Really beaming, as Connor Mack Picks would say.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Thursday card. Let's get to it. We got 6 games. Looking forward to it. Let's start with Minnesota taking on Detroit. We've got the Timberwolves 7-point road chalk. The total just being pounded, 225.5 up to 230 in some spots. Really is hard to argue with that. It's 4 straight games that have gone over the total for the Minnesota Timberwolves, 8-1 to the over their last 9 games. Very good offensively during this stretch. There's no question about that. And it looks like tonight, as far as their lineup goes, D'Angelo Russell, Patrick Beverley, both game time decisions. Russell due to a leg injury, Beverley due to a right ankle sprain. It's been impressive to me with the Timberwolves is the offense has been rolling without Russell these last 3 games. The Phoenix, Utah, and Denver games, they still, scored a bunch of points, 124, 126, 130. So they've had no trouble at all. At the offensive end, this Timberwolves team, they've won a couple in a row at home against some good teams, Utah, Denver. We'll see if they can keep it going here on the road against Detroit. Detroit's getting a pretty nice number here at home, and home underdog hasn't been a bad role for them. We've seen against Denver as home dogs, they got the money in that one. They've had a couple of instances where they've covered. They've also had some struggles, though, and at times Phoenix pounded them on this home floor. They lost by 10 to New Orleans, so they've been all over the map. So as far as the side goes, I'm not betting against Minnesota, but do I want to lay 7 on the road in this spot? Probably not. I'm just going to stick with points. Detroit has definitely seen their offense improve. You've seen Detroit's defense look pretty bad, but it's looked that way all year. And Minnesota offensively right now, even without Russell, I'm not concerned. They're finding ways to put the biscuit in the basket, if you will, even without him. So I like the over. I agree with that move. Dutch, what do you think here? Minnesota, Detroit.
Yeah, man. Real quick, salute to the ladies, gents, and D-gents for tuning in. You already know it's all love. But be sure to hit that like button like I just hit that playing a unicorn sherbet. Get you right where you need to be. Yeah, that's right. I keep going back to it, man. It's just a beautiful thing.
Although no orangutan titties, bro.
Nah, man. Maybe on this next trip, bro. It's getting close, though. It's getting close. But yeah, man. Hey, I'm glad I got that strength, too, on deck. Because after last night's ass whooping, let's just say I needed it in my life to get me through today. But yeah, man, I believe we have a couple good spots on the card today. This one, not so much, to be quite honest with you. I was on Jimmy's show this morning. I wrote this shit down, so I'll give it to you again. The Wolves, I would say, the Wolves definitely better than the Detroit Pistons, right? And they are 3-0 ATS. And straight up, last 3 meetings versus these boys, average win 11 points per game. But then you look into it, and they're 0-7 ATS the last 7 on the road. So do you really want to lay a motherfucking touchdown in a hooker with the Wolves? A team that hasn't shown that they've covered in 7 fucking games straight on the road. Not something that I want to sign up for. And then also on the other hand, I'm not a big fan of the Pistons by any means, but they are 6-2 ATS last 8 at the house. So you give them 7.5. They might be the play here, but this is a backwood for me.
Yeah, just because I bet Minnesota a lot and I like them a lot, I don't have to bet them every game. And this is just one of those games that I don't feel comfortable with the 7 laying it. And yeah, Cade Cunningham, important to point that out for Detroit. He is questionable for this game tonight as well with a hip injury. So important to point that out as well. Wham, what do you think here? Pistons hosting the T-Wolves.
Yeah, if Cade is not in the lineup, then I expect other guys to get involved. This team and the Minnesota Timberwolves, you mentioned it. They've given up the 3-point, bro. They're allowing opponents 40% from 3, shooting 16.7 makes per game. I think that we should be able to attack some of these 3-point props. So you guys know where I like to go. I'm going to go with the new guy coming back off a 22-game layoff, Jeremy Grant, -1 over 1.5 3-point makes at -110. I think he gets there. You're going to have to get it with him in the lineup. With Cade in the lineup, it's going to just allow him to be set up easier. So I do want Cade in the lineup to go over this. But if he's not in the lineup, that just means he's going to have more attempts. So he got 6 last game, made it last game on his first game back. I think with a team that's giving up the 3, should be easy pickings here. Hopefully, we said that shit yesterday and didn't work out. So today we're going to try to get to the right today. So Jeremy Grant over 1.5 3-point makes. That's what I'm rocking with today.
All right, Jeremy Grant made threes for Wham. All right, Billy, what do you like here?
Shouts to the man behind the scenes. Before I give out the prop, I'm with Dutch, man. We got to backle with this first because you should not be putting a lot of your money on this game. But everybody's situation's a little bit different. And tonight, Pebble Beach was today, currently going on right now. Motherfuckers got to make some money, man. So I will be betting this game here. My best bet in this game is actually going to be Isaiah Stewart over 7.5 points, -122 at FanDuel. T-Wolves allow the 4th most points and the 8th most rebounds to the center position. This really comes back down to Cade Cunningham being questionable. I really think that if he's out, which we really don't know right now, we're not going to know until probably an hour and a half from now. If he's out, either Frank Jackson or Corey Joseph is going to start at the point guard position. At that point, that's really just going to boost usage to the starters and make Wham's 3-point prop look even better. And on top of that, I don't think that really affects Isaiah Stewart's usage because that really just comes down to the T-Wolves not being able to get rebounds, honestly.
Yeah, that's definitely possible here in a game. Like, keep an eye again. We got Cunningham, we got Beverly.
Bano's like the T-Wolves bandwagon betting fan whisperer or something. Because when I was
not tonight,
game, I couldn't stop thinking about
Not tonight.
Not tonight. Yeah, we're pumping the brakes tonight. All right, Miami and San Antonio. Someone's got to snap their losing streak here. We got the Heat 6-point road favorites, 222 the total in this. I can't believe I actually like the over in this game as well, and agree with it going up. But I'm gonna lay it with Miami, and I know there's a little voice inside saying, don't do it. But you got to believe tonight, 3 straight losses. The Raptor game was beyond disappointing. They just let it get away from them, and Gary Trent basically snatched the game away from Miami with just unconscious shooting and shot making down the stretch of that fourth quarter comeback for the Raptors. You got to think Miami is going to want to bounce back. They have been 0-4 ATS their last 2, but San Antonio, to me, I can't trust a team that with a depleted Golden State team on their home floor, they pissed away the lead that they did in that game and ended up losing 124-120 in that game to the Warriors. Absolutely pathetic by the San Antonio Spurs. And they're banged up, by the way. We talk about how the Heat have had injuries. Yurtseven and Morris and PJ Tucker's a game-time decision tonight. Jimmy Butler, it looks like he's going to go, though. Actually, Tucker and Butler are in. And the really big news for Miami is Kyle Lowry is finally ready to return from his personal family matters that he's been dealing with lately, and he'll be playing. And look, Gabe Vincent's capable of making a few shots here and there. He is incapable of running the point guard spot in terms of facilitating, in terms of decision-making, when to pass, when to shoot. He doesn't give you take the charge like Kyle Lowry does. He doesn't, not good defensively at the point guard spot. So this is definitely good for Miami to get Kyle Lowry back on the floor in this game. He's kind of like that experienced. Butler's a leader too, but
where Tyler Hero is looking better.
Yeah, you can put Lowry in the leadership category too, and I think they need that. They need that experienced guy, someone that's going to crack some skulls and say, "Hey, enough. We've lost 3 in a row. It's time to get back on track." So I'm going to take Miami here. I can't say you're getting a bargain because this did open around -3.5, -4 with Miami, and it's gone up. So I don't like that, but I agree with that move. I think the Heat as well as the over would be the way I would go here in this one. Billy, we'll start with you here. Heat Spurs.
This one I did not feel comfortable playing a player prop. We were actually when I say we, I was smoking this morning watching Jimmy the Bag show this morning. Shouts to Dutch because he was talking about the Miami Heat San Antonio Spurs game as I was smoking my blunt. And to be honest with you, after the show, we got an injury news update that San Antonio then got 10 inches of snow, basically the snow that Chicago got yesterday. And I really don't think this game goes off, so I'm not even going to waste time even capping it.
So it's bad weather everywhere.
Bro, 10 inches of snow in Texas. I didn't even know it fucking snowed in Texas.
Yeah, they better get that shit done with and out of the way now in this month before late March arrives when
where I'm be out here in New Jersey if it's going to be that cold.
Get it out of the way now. All this snow there in San Antonio, which again you're not used to seeing that amount of snow. Maybe a little mini little low pressure system arrives there every now and then, but not necessarily this kind of big massive accumulation of snow. So that is a good point. We'll see if this game does get played when it's all said and done. Dutch, what do you like here?
Yeah, man, I didn't even see about that snow. But real quick, salute to some real ones in the chat. Sam Comer, I see you, my dude. Zachary, Elliot V, Mr. Nutflush Allen, I see you, my guy. Yeah, man, this game, yeah, I locked it in at 4.5. I really do like the Heat here as a bounce back spot. You know, losing 3 straight. You know, giving up 118 points per game in that span to a team, you know, that you know gives up 105. They're one of the top defensive teams in the league. So that I really like what I've seen the last 3, but you know, you touched on it. You know, Kyle Lowry coming back, and we talked a little bit off the show. I really think that's just what they've been missing. You know, 9 games he's missed. You know, obviously, if he was taking care of his diet somewhat and doing the right conditioning, I think he can come in and give you 25 solid minutes, which is desperately needed from this Miami Heat team. Like I touched on earlier, I think this team is right there. They're close to being elite, but they need Kyle Lowry out there. I believe he's pretty much the missing piece when I watch this team. You know, Gabe Vincent is not a starting point guard in the NBA. Definitely not for a team that's competing for a championship. But I do like the Heat here. They've shown that they, you know, can compete well against San Antonio in the past, and I believe they'll do it tonight. After that ass whooping to Toronto, they got against Toronto. And I call it an ass whooping because they were up 15, 16 points there in the third. And then all of a sudden just got punked. I mean, OG put Butler on a poster. I mean, that's your best player just getting punked. And then just hands down, Gary Trent busted their ass, the whole damn team. So that second half didn't end well for Miami. I believe they'll have a sour taste in their mouth, and they're going to be rowing around the boy they got back, Kyle Lowry, which is kind of a different situation. Once again, not injured. They are 5-1 straight up last 6 meetings. And I believe we could look at San Antonio here, not having the big boy in the middle. They've also been allowing 119 points in the last 4, so they can't stop nobody. Talented team like Miami, I believe they'll get right here. The Spurs are 0-5 ATS last 5 as a home dog, 1-4 overall against the number last 5 at the house, and 1-6 overall last 7 as an underdog against the number. So I believe Miami will get right here, and this will be a 10-point victory here. So I'm not scared of the 5.5, but I did get the 4.5.
All right, like Miami as well. All right, Wham.
Yeah, man, it's the first time these two teams have faced this year. And like you mentioned, Ian, coming off of a loss, this team is 13-6, the Miami Heat. I think that you're going to see a better team for sure, especially with Kyle Lowry back. Just relieve some of the duties for Jimmy Butler. I still like Jimmy Butler double-double. Haven't bet that yet, but I like that Bam prop. Shout out to Tiffany H. Appreciate you, Queen, for being in the chat as well.
And she's right, by the way. They moved the game up to 7 p.m. Eastern, and I think it's still going to get played. I think that's the reason it's going to get played, because they moved it up.
Thank you for giving us that update.
Nice. Because I actually like this game. I haven't bet it yet, but I do like Miami as well. I think they should win by margin, by double digits here. It's going to be a Bam Bigelow show, like my guy Dutch would say. I like Dutch. I like him to go over the 17.5 juice, 18.5 at plus money. I like those plays. I expect him to continue to what he did against a team, against this team that's allowing opponents in the paint scoring. I think he should be able to hold it down there. So as far as the total, I agree with you, though, Babano. I think this total is going to be high. I mean, this team in San Antonio is allowing opponents 120 points over the last 3 games, and they're scoring 120 points over that span as well. So, you know, if they get a little bit of their offense back, obviously you want DeJounte Murray in this lineup before you pull a plug on any total here, because you want him in the lineup. But I like the Miami side here. I think Kyle Lowry gives them a bigger boost. Just having the guy back, knowing that he has some personal issues, I think the team rallies around him and they win the game.
Yeah, definitely a big return for Miami, no doubt. All right, Phoenix, Atlanta next up. We got the Suns 4-point road favorites, 226 the total between these two. You've got the Atlanta Hawks coming off a loss to the who did they lose in the last? Raptors in their last game, 106-100. That snapped a nice win streak for the Hawks. They had won 7 in a row. That ended the losing streak. They'll look to bounce back here against the Suns. Now, I know Phoenix, the one thing that I'm hesitating on is I want to see what's going to happen in terms of Jay Crowder and DeAndre Hunter. Both of them, or it looks like both of them are going to play, actually. Probable for Ayton and Crowder. it looks like he's going to be playing as well through the wrist injury. So that's good news there for the Phoenix Suns. Yeah, Cameron Payne's out. Landry Shamet's still out for them. But having Ayton and Crowder definitely is going to help them, especially when you consider the fact that, look, Collins and Capella, in the low post for Atlanta, you do have to contend with them. And that definitely is good news that you're going to have at least, it looks like Ayton and Crowder to combat those two guys. I don't know. It looks to me like Phoenix is dirt cheap here in this game. I know Atlanta can be tough at home, but to me, this is staring me in the face that Phoenix is -4 against Atlanta when I have Phoenix the much better of these two basketball teams. So we'll see if these situation here with Ayton and Crowder and them playing are true. I believe that will be. It feels like this is, I don't understand the Atlanta money. I don't. When you look at their situation, Trae Young is going to be, I think, a game time decision. Yep, McMillan said he's going to go through shoot around before the game. They'll make a decision because he's got that ailing shoulder. And DeAndre Hunter will play. He has been upgraded to probable with the ankle injury. But bottom line is, I would look Phoenix -4. Still, to me, very reasonable price for the better basketball team. Dutch, what do you think here? Suns, Hawks.
Yeah, man. Hey, big shout out to our guy Prince of the City. Yeah, but I'm keeping that level win. I might not even hit the arms, what I'm saying, for that week. It might take the arms off for 2 days, couple of days. I want no excuses. But yeah, man. Hey, big shout out to Star Child as well. I see you, my dude. Yeah, I agree with everything you said. Yeah, very well said, I believe. I don't understand the money coming in. I guess it's because Trae, they thought, he was questionable. And then once they say he's gonna rock, a little money comes in. But yeah, I got at 3.5. I like the 4 easy money, I believe, here with the Phoenix Suns. Like we like to say, there's levels to this shit. And I just don't believe the Atlanta Hawks are on the Phoenix Suns level. Yes, they are missing Cameron Payne, Shamet, couple cats off the bench. But I believe they have enough on that bench. But most importantly, Ian touched on it. DeAndre Ayton will be back in the lineup. He was played, I believe 25 minutes last game. He's going to go. Crowder's back. I mean, this is the best team in the NBA going against an Atlanta team that hasn't been right, did find their way a little bit, but then now injuries are starting to peak back up again. And when Trae's in and out, and this is a right contusion shoulder on his right shoulder, his shooting shoulder, bump that motherfucker one time. I wouldn't be surprised if his ass goes to the back and don't come back. You know what I mean? But yeah, I definitely would like Crowder to do that maybe once, maybe twice, maybe even fucking 3 times. But yeah, the Suns are 5-0 ATS last 5 on the road, 7-3 ATS last 10, and of course they have won 11 straight basketball games. So let's make it a fucking dozen and don't fuck around. Make it a double-digit win. November 6th, these two teams did play. The Suns were a 3.5-point favorite at home. Won the game only by 4 points. This was without DeAndre Ayton. And Trae had a game, 31 and 13. JC threw in 26 and 10. They shot right under 40% from 3. And actually, out rebounded the Suns +8. But the reason why they lost that game is because they did allow 51% from the field, and also 38 points from Devin Booker on 14 to 21 points, who's been scorching hot. 33 points averaging last 5 games, 30 plus in his last 2, 28.5 over -125 is the best number I could find. A little juicy for my liking, but that's right at my cap. So if you guys want to lay the juice, I believe he will have 30, but I'm not going to pay the juice. But I love the Suns here, and the reason, and simply touched on that again, is I believe everything will come easier with DeAndre Ayton on the court. So they shot 51% against these boys without DeAndre. I believe it could be even better tonight, and look for Booker to continue to eat.
Yep, I think it's cheap on Phoenix, no question. They're 1-3 against the spread as a home underdog this year, Atlanta. So that's why the trap, the reasoning, don't bet it, it might be a trap. Well, they're 1-3 ATS as a home dog. So what does that tell you? When they're the inferior team on their home floor, Atlanta, they're not getting the job done. When it's a better team coming into their building, that better team is winning. And that better team is getting it done. So, yeah, I like Phoenix here. I'm going to end up on that. To me, that's just too low in my opinion. The Hawks have just not been consistent enough. And, yeah, and even if Trae Young plays, if anything, it might even come down further if he's confirmed in for Atlanta.
The Hawks
Who cares? I'll take the other point guard in this matchup. Thank you very much. I mean, simple as that when it comes to Trae Young and the concern that he might play tonight in this game. All right, Billy, how about you here? Phoenix, Atlanta.
My bad. I didn't mean to cut you off. For the people that don't know, maybe your first time watching. If you guys are, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button so you get notified for all of our live videos throughout the week. I'm a Philadelphia 76er fan, so when you talk about the Atlanta Hawks and the bird calls and shit like that, man, fuck the Hawks. But as I digress, Chris Paul over 15.5 points. I'm with you guys with the Suns and all that. But to be honest with you, looking at my track plays this year, if I never bet an NBA spread again, I would be up a lot of money this year. So I won't be betting NBA spreads no more. Over 15.5 points for Chris Paul. He's covered this prop 7 out of his last 10 games. Atlanta gives up 21.1 points to the point guard position, with Ayton being limited potentially, Crowder being back. I think the safest thing to take in this game is going to be Chris Paul. Injury news that we don't have in this game, which is probably going to dictate everything in this game, is going to be Trae Young. He's questionable, man. He did not play the last game when he was listed as questionable. If he is out, DeLon Wright's going to start, but the Hawks, back to me saying that the Hawks fucking suck, they'd be playing too many players that are irrelevant, bro, to be honest with you. The only thing I would bet if Trae Young was out would be a Bogdan Bogdanovic prop. If you want to know what that prop is, you're going to have to hit me up on Twitter.
That's right.
There you go. All right, next up, we've got the Chicago Bulls and the Toronto Raptors. Oh, no, sorry, we got Wham.
Let me get a whack at that. Let me get a whack at this, bro. And honestly, though, from what everyone's saying, it got to be because Trae Young is out the lineup. Why
He's out.
Is this line? Like, he got to be out.
He's out.
At the same time, he probably not out because it's fucking
The
four.
NBA,
Like,
the NBA, Wham.
it's a 4-point spread, bro. It's like, all right, they've been playing really good, but this team is on an 11-game winning streak, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they're really winning. You know what I mean? They're really playing real, and they continue to get disrespected. Guys that still have a chip on their shoulder, you know, haven't been announced as all-stars, so on and so forth as far as motivation in this game. And this is going to be a game that's going to be nationally televised as well. So you're going to see, you know, guys trying to stay up for this game. I think the Atlanta probably it's probably short for a reason. When fucking NBA lines get set like this, they kind of want us to jump all in it. But this defense for this Atlanta team has been pretty good. They're top 3 in defensive rating over the last 5 games, holding opponents to 30% from 3, having a high pace, top 7th in pace. We know that the lower pace is going to be the Phoenix Suns team, but both of these teams are really efficient. So the over has hit in this series 4 straight games. So if I was to do anything, I'm thinking that this is going to be point score. It's going to be an exciting game. I like the over here, but again, without Trae Young in the lineup, I got to hold out, bro. So it's a backwood for me, but for the most part, I'm looking towards the over.
Yeah, the over's 5 straight in the series, by the way, Phoenix and Atlanta. You look at the five straight meetings have gone over, and it's flown over the total. But again, you'd prefer to have Trae Young on the floor for that over. He's going to help that for sure. So if he's out, I'm betting Phoenix either way. I'll probably add the over if Trae Young plays in this game at 226. All right, now we'll go to Chicago, Toronto. We've got the Raptors 4.5-point home favorites, 222 the total in this game. The Raptors have lost twice to the Bulls just recently. Actually, one was way back in October. The other one was just recently, 111-105. Chicago beat Toronto in the Windy City just about a week or so ago. But it's worth noting there in that game, you had a couple absences. Freddie VanVleet didn't play specifically for the Raptors in that game. The Raptors have got pretty much everybody healthy and accounted for now, at least they're starting 5. So they're going to be obviously in better shape this time around against Chicago. It's a short turnaround revenge game as well for the Raptors. I lean Toronto here. I don't know if I want to lay 4.5, but it's hard to argue with what they're doing. I mean, Miami back 2 wins against them in less than a week. They beat Atlanta 106-100 as well, an Atlanta team that they ended Atlanta's winning streak. This Raptors. Nick Nurse just deserves a shit ton of credit. I mean, this team, I don't know how they're doing it, but they just are remarkable in terms of just gutting it out, digging in, finding ways to win. They got no bench. They have nobody beyond their starting 5, and here they are at 26-23. Very much a potential playoff team right now in the Eastern Conference. Chicago will test them. There's 2 props I like, too, in this game. I like Gary Trent's prop over. We got to keep riding it. It's 30-plus for him. You're still getting it in the, 19.5? I mean, you just got to keep riding him his props until he cools off. And I don't know if this up-and-down Chicago defense, is going to be the team to cool him off. And obviously the prop for the Bulls that I'm interested in is Double D. DeMar DeRozan, always fired up to play the Raptors. You know that.
My motherfucking man, Bavero. Let's go.
Absolutely. So it's the obvious, and he's going to play well. He always wants to play well against the Raptors, especially in Toronto as well tonight. So those are two really good player props. Lean Raptors. Don't know if I'll bet it, but that's the lean. Also the over. I'm going to come back to the over here, even though the total's gone down a bit. I'm riding Chicago over until I lose. I had the Bulls and Magic over a couple nights ago as the best bet. I had the Bulls and the Blazers over the total. I had the Bulls and the Spurs over the total. They're a great offensive team. They're still, spurts and lapses defensively at times for the Bulls. So I think this game does find its way over that number as well. So Chicago overs until I lose one is the way I'm going. Dutch, what do you think here? Bulls, Raptors.
Yeah, man. Shout out to our guy, Ray Charles. Good to see you back in the chat, my guy. I like Trent Jr. over 20.5 and DeRozan over 35.5. I believe that's points, rebounds, and assists. Also, shout out to our guy Ricky Bobby, top shelf plays. I see you, my guy. Yeah, man. This game, I like the Raptors here. I think this is a Raptors spot here. You touched on it. They've already lost 2 games this season to Chicago, like Ian touched on. And I believe the last game was a back-to-back situation as well. Ian.
Yep.
Now, also what I like here is I really just think, to be honest with you right now, Toronto is just a better basketball team and they're bigger. They're just bigger. I think they're going to be too big for them. I mean, outside of Gary Trent and Van Fleet, the 2 guys in the backcourt. I mean, these motherfuckers are big, long, lengthy. Everybody you bring off the bench. And it's kind of the complete opposite of what you got over there in Chicago, especially when you look down that bench.
Depleted as fuck.
Yeah, I mean, in the size. I mean, you got Tony Bradley. He's probably the only guy. He's 6'10". I believe he's the only guy coming off the bench who's over 6'6". You got Javonte Green, 6'4", playing power forward minutes there with DeRozan. I just think you got a team in Toronto playing great basketball. Definitely a very well coached. I think they're starting to peak right now, and they've been handling business at the house. And I believe I spoke about this a little earlier this morning. I believe they're starting to have more of an edge with this home court. They're starting to get more comfortable playing without the fans, and teams like Chicago and other teams coming in aren't comfortable playing without fans. They're used to playing in loud stadiums, So I believe this is starting to become an edge for Toronto, and it's shown. They're 13-3 ATS last 16 at the house. Now I've mentioned how long and lengthy they are, and I believe that they can be one of the best defensive teams in the league as well. They've been stroking it from deep lately. Not only Gary Trent has been on fire, they're league leading from 43% last 5 games. So Barnes, the rest of these guys are actually hitting the open shot, and it's starting to add up. They're 8-0 ATS. They play up to their competition here. They're 8-0 ATS last 8 versus a team with a winning road record. So they bring it against the better competition here, which I believe the Bulls are, one of the better teams in the league. But you can't fade the Bulls here on the road. The Bulls are 1-6 straight up last 7 road games. They're 2-3-1 ATS against the number last 6. Now they have beat, not only this year like we touched on already, they have beat Toronto 5 straight times. So I believe this is a spot that they're gonna. Not only is it a nice spot for Toronto, I believe that they really want to beat the Chicago fucking Bulls. This is the 3rd time they'll see them this year. They will not go into the North and beat the Raptors, I believe, the 3rd time. So I like the Raptors here, -3.5, 4, whatever you can get.
Yeah, and this will be, I believe, for the Raptors. This will be their 2nd home game now for the Raptors, where they will have at least some people in the building. 500 people will be in attendance.
Yeah, 500. What the fuck is that? We thought it was 5K. 500, man.
I thought it was 5K. It's only 500.
No, 500.
Number
It sounded like it was less than that.
It's family and friends and +1. Shit.
Yeah. It's going up to 50% capacity, which will be like 10,000 in February 22nd is the date when that's going to happen for Ontario.
Levine is a game time decision that came out. I believe that's why the number moved a little bit. He made the trip. They said he was going to go from what I seen this morning, and then the questionable tag went out. I would most likely say he'd play, but obviously we're not going to be shocked if the motherfucker's on the bench, which means even more lovely for us.
Yeah, he pulled his back in that game against Orlando the other night. And questionable. It's bothering him. He's questionable. Come on, but just an ailing back. I think he'll find a way to play, but obviously they're going to wait till game time here. But that's also probably why you've seen the Raptors take some money here. All right, Billy, let's go to you here. Chicago, Toronto.
Absolutely. for the people that don't know, I'm not the biggest fan of the Toronto Raptors. Another thing, y'all didn't beat the Sixers. Y'all didn't ripped out my heart and ripped out my betting account that weekend, man. Fuck Kawhi Leonard. But as I digress a little bit, still
It's ancient history.
It's ancient history, but this shit still is deep rooted in my heart, man. I swear to God, every time I watch the Toronto Raptors game, I think about that shot. But DeMar DeRozan props, points, rebounds, and assists. Love this one. -113. Favorite player prop of the day. Revenge spot for him. He's gone over on this prop 7 straight games. He's gone over the total in 5 out of his last 8 games versus Toronto. And with 18 plus shots in 8 out of his last 9 games, he will be my favorite stud in daily fantasy tonight. Also, one of my favorite early value plays. A lot of stuff can change from now till tonight. Favorite early value play on FanDuel is going to be Kobe White. Shouts to my boy Tone Miggins in the chat. He said, cash that shit. Tone Miggins is that bull, man. If y'all don't know, make sure you check out the Discord. Get the link from Big Show. Look at the levels play today. If you've been tailing the levels play today, you've been getting paid. Tone didn't already cash the levels play today, and he just set up my day without even capping the game. Shouts to Tone, man. Real one, man.
There we go. DeMar DeRozan, load up tonight, I say, on these props with him tonight.
Yeah, save that for the best bet, though, at the end of the episode.
Yeah, he always wants to play well against the Raptors, and he normally does. All right, Wham, Bulls and Raptors.
Yeah, man. Seems like the Chicago Bulls, I mean, they did win the first meeting back on the 26th anniversary of Kobe Day, where they were 4.5 favorites. Now it's flipped. They're the 4.5 underdogs, and the Bulls, they have owned this series, covered 5 straight. I do like that DeMar DeRozan. I mean, it's only right. He goes into his old team, try the balls out. That makes the most sense to me. And then as far as this team in the Bulls, they actually are pretty good against the conference, man. As far as 20-12 against the spread, with 1 day rest, they're 20-12 as well. So it's 1 day spot right here for them. It could be a good Chicago spot here, but I agree with you guys. I think the Toronto is probably the better team. There's been a lot of things going on for this Bulls team. They've been playing out of their mind. Don't get me wrong. Billy Donovan, along with Nick Nurse, both of them guys are Coach of the Year candidates for sure. I just think that this Toronto team just got guys cooking, man. I mean, they got even Precious Achiuwa hitting threes, and right now his 3-point prop at a half is at +220. I'm going to take a little stab on that, man, because just trying to get Vucevic out the corner. I see Precious Achiuwa hit this corner shot a little too much, bro, for me not to take a stab at it. So it's at +225. That's the only play that I did make. It is a sprinkle, though. It's nothing too serious, but I do like the Toronto Raptors here to come out here and cover. I'm looking for this being a good live game. I think it's going to be more of a back-and-forth game. Maybe I get a shorter number with the Raptors.
Yeah, I mean, other than Precious Achiuwa, Chris Boucher, that's about the extent of their bench. You know, that's the one issue with the Raptors. They're not getting anything from anyone else besides mostly those two guys. Champagny at times, yeah. But mostly it's been Trent, Van Vliet, Barnes, Anunoby, Siakam, carrying it.
And also to add, my fault, Ian. They are allowing second most 3-point makes to opponents in the Bulls. So that's a pretty good look. They had 39.8% is what they've been doing over the last 5 games for opponents. So it's a good spot to go on all the 3-point props, the Gary Trent Juniors, the Van Fleets, whoever you like on the Raptors. That's where I would go.
Why not take a shot on Precious Achiuwa? You're right on the 3 points because, look, you're right. 4 3-pointers attempted the last 2, and he's made 3 of them.
+225, man. Come on, it's too much money right there.
Yeah, that's a good price. That you're getting better odds and a better chance of that than +225 based on the last couple games where he's had thrown up 4 3-pointers and made 3 of them. Precious Achiuwa. It's amazing. That's the thing the Raptors do too. These guys suck, half of them shooting. Barnes is the same thing. He wasn't a good shooter coming into this year, and all of a sudden he's starting to get a jump shot together. They're doing it. Ben Simmons should play for the Raptors. They'll try to get a fucking jump shot out of the guy. Maybe that's his only hope. All right, next up we've got as we continue on the 2 West Coast games, LA Lakers, LA Clippers. We got the Clippers 3.5-point home favorites, 220 the total in this game. This one I don't have a strong take on. I mean, you look at the situation here. The Lakers, they're coming off a 99-94 win over the Blazers last night. Just got the win and cover back-to-back for them. A very rested Clippers team. But a Clippers team coming off an 8-game road trip. They have had a few days, couple days off, but it's still not exactly, let's take the team that's laying points off a long, long road trip like the Clippers are. So this one's a really tricky game for me here in this one. So it's going to be backwood for me here, Lakers and Clippers. I don't want to lay the Clippers. I'm not taking the Lakers on a back-to-back here. 283 live viewers. Hit that like button. Let's get it going, guys. Hit that like button. We appreciate it. It's Mando, as Dutch would say. Let's go. Hit that like button. We appreciate it. Speaking of Dutch, we'll go to him first on this one. Battle of L.A.
Yeah, man. Big shout out to our guy, Jay Peasy. Joe Free, I see you. I need money in the house, my man. Yeah, man. This game, I hate to do it to y'all because I know y'all want to hear me talk that Lakers shit, but back with this bitch. Yeah, can't do it.
No, it's exactly right. Clippers, like I say, they actually played pretty solid. They were covering point spreads on the road trip, but they were dogs in all those games. And you have to keep in mind, too, with the LA Clippers, this is still a team that doesn't have Paul George, doesn't have Zubats may not play tonight. He's a game-time decision for the Clippers as well. But, it's trusting them back home off a long road trip. It's not your bet on spot, especially when the favorite laying points, off a long road trip like that. Plus, then on the other side, you got the Lakers on a back-to-back old geezer team, as Charles Barkley calls them. It's tough to pick between these two. Pick your poison, if you will. Wham, what do you think here, Lakers, Clippers?
Yeah, man, Lakers been getting their ass smacked by this team ever since Kawhi's been announced on this team. They won and covered 5 straight. The Clippers have. This is a bad spot for them, though, because you're getting a team that's probably going to get LeBron back, and they may not even have Zubac out there. Both of those guys are questionable. If both of them play, I mean, it's either near here nor there. I think AD gets to his points at 27 or 26 and a half, if I'm not mistaken. I think he gets there. But in my opinion here, it's got to be a Lakers spot. I don't have a bet on the Lakers, though. I'm going to keep it real with y'all. This is a late night game. This is one of those games you definitely will see me hop on later on. I honestly probably should hop on the Lakers now because I do expect LeBron to play and the line will move. So it's something I'm going to be thinking about a little bit later. It will be tweeted out as far as any action here. It's only right. I got the LA hat on and shit. But, I mean, I could go either way, right? I could go either way. Eaglewood Clippers, or I could go with the damn downtown Lakers here. So, but I think that the Clippers maybe just a little over their head. We are still going to go. I did lock in Amir Coffey over 11.5 points. We're going to continue to do that. I do like his 3-point prop as well. Another thing that he has been hitting. So I am going to be sipping coffee, a little espresso here, but I expect the shooter to be shooting today in Malik Monk. I expect the floor to open up with LeBron. Yeah, he has to bounce back, bro. I mean, at this point, though, bro, like, I think it's more so about the Lakers in and out the lineup, like what they've been doing as far as in and out the lineup. They got to know they got to get some wins within the division. They only won 2 out of the last 8 games in the division, only covered 2 of those games in the division. They got to do something here, especially with this team in the Clippers. You're getting a short number. This short number might be a little bit more sketchier than the Hawks game, but I think it will open up once LeBron is announced in. So I could see this spread being about 4 or 5 once that happens here. So 3.5 may be a good look. Something I might have to hop on. But for right now, only thing I locked in was Amir Coffey, man. It's all right. I wake up in the morning, I look for the Amir Coffey, the prop, and I bet that shit. And that's pretty much it. So it's only right, bro. And I expect the Lakers to continue to not play any much fucking defense. I like this Clipper team a lot. I like their coach. You know, we talked about 3 good coaches back to back: Ty Lue, Nick Nurse, and Billy Donovan. I like all those coaches here. So it's kind of tough going against the Clippers, even though they've been whooping our ass here. But I expect these guys to know that and then hold it down here. So I like the Lakers here to win by margin. Maybe not early and often, though. I might stay away from them early. I just think the full game is the best spot.
Which is plus the 3.5 here for the LA Lakers as a slight road dog. All right, Billy.
I didn't think that I thought we were gonna save this game for the last game right before the commercials because this was the TNT game, theoretically the last game of the night because it's gonna go off tonight. To be honest with you, bro, backwood this bitch. I'm with Dutch. We don't know if LeBron James is gonna play or not. If LeBron's in, I ain't betting shit. I'm probably just gonna play daily fantasy and go to sleep because I'm going to sleep early tonight and I probably won't even watch this game. honestly, if LeBron gets ruled out by the time before I go to sleep, I'm tailing tone on that Malik Monk prop. I didn't give that shit out yesterday, and yesterday was just a weird day, bro, for real. If you bet, no matter what sport you bet, NCAA, NBA, tennis, whatever the hell you bet yesterday, everything was a sweat, bro. Like down to the point where like you either had to watch the live line or you had to watch the game that you bet on because you had no idea what the bet was. Because my package yesterday, last play of the day, was an under, and I don't really do over unders. That's why I hit an alt line. It was fine until the shit went into overtime. OKC and the OKC game last night. But the player prop of the day was Josh Giddey, so it kind of like broke even. So my bad if you got a package from me yesterday or if you tailed a package from me off of my Twitter or something like that, and this shit ain't hit. For real, I fucked up. It was a sloppy day yesterday.
We all have them.
Yeah, probably
nothing to apologize for. We all have those bad days. It's going to happen, especially when you're every single day. You know, betting a sport, betting a league, you're going to have bad days. So there's people that are
rough, but yeah.
have their heads on straight should understand that you're not going to win every single day. No question.
I'm gonna make up for it.
Paulie
right,
won
that's
us
the
in
attitude,
chat,
right?
man.
You just bounce back.
He says that LeBron is confirmed out. You know, that's one of our daily dudes.
Yeah, it was doubtful the last I looked.
We'll see though.
Yeah. I see him doubtful too. So
yeah.
Yeah, and my fault, y'all. It was underdogs here for the Lakers here. I don't know what the fuck I wrote down here.
It sounded like saying win by margin. It's like they're a dog, man. What are you talking about? Win by margin? Yeah, you don't have to. They could just win and you'll be fine. They could lose by 1, 2, or 3. You'll be fine. But yeah, it looks like LeBron not going to be in there tonight for that game. All right, final game: Sacramento and Golden State. By the way, DeJounte Murray looks like he's out for San Antonio, and now you see in the Miami line just go through the roof, -7 now. Popping up.
No fuckery.
In that game. No fuckery. Get it done, Miami. Right. Sacramento, Golden State. We got Golden State 14-point home favorites, 224 the total. How about the Kings last night? My gosh, beating Brooklyn 112-101. Solid win for them, but now they're on a back-to-back. I think the Nets are absolute shite, right now. I don't want to put too much stock into the Sacramento Kings winning that game. I said it last night. The Nets are just a mess. There's no chemistry. There's no cohesion. There's no harmony. They don't play defense when it matters. The rotations are screwed up. They're different every night. You got players coming in, players going out, in and out like it's a shopping mall right before Christmas. In and out, in and out. I mean, you can't get any sort of rhythm going that way. As far as Sacramento goes, we'll have to see again if De'Aaron Fox plays. He's missed the last 6 games for the Sacramento Kings. Still questionable with an ankle injury. If he returns, they say he'll probably be on a minutes limit if he even does play. So keep that in mind. It feels like this is a potential. If Golden State's focused, that is, and we know sometimes in these big home favorite roles, they're not always focused. Like they barely beat Houston. They lost to Indiana as double-digit home favorites. This has not been as good of a point spread role for them, but if they are focused, they could absolutely, run away and hide from Sacramento, who are on a back-to-back tough spot here for them. So I would lean to the first half, maybe -8.5 in this one with Golden State, -8, -8.5, maybe a first half full game split. It's a lot of points to lay, probably just small because it's such a big number, but I think it's a difficult situation for Sacramento. Back-to-back spot. Fox questionable. Marvin Bagley probably out once again as well for the Kings.
Is he questionable? I don't mean to cut you off. This is just for me, for my own personal daily fantasy lineup, because I have in this placeholder lineup, I have Davion Mitchell in.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, I think Bagley's out. I agree. Bagley is out. Yeah.
Bagley isn't really relevant. They play too many big men at that point to even care about that. Yeah. I care about De'Aaron Fox being questionable.
Yes. Well,
he was with the doubtful when I wrote this shit down. And for real, all these player props really correlate with him playing.
Yeah, that's why it's tough. You're right, because he has such a hand in everything that goes on with the Sacramento Kings offensively, and as a result, it's going to shake things up and shake the rotation up when he doesn't play. And but you look at Sacramento too on the road here. Now that win was at home, but look what they did on the road. They lost by 17 at Atlanta. They lost by 53 points at Boston. They lost by 20 at New York. You know the Knicks are mediocre right now, and this Sacramento team lost by 20 at the Garden to the New York Knicks. So for me, this would only be Golden State first half, Golden State full game split if I were to get involved with it. It's a lot of you're not getting a bargain, but I'll probably have a small bet on both of those here. Wham, we'll start with you here. Sacramento, Golden State.
Yes, sir. Let's start off with me, man. Shout out to Tiffany H again. I don't know. You talking about those Halliburton props, assist props today? Nah, I'm not gonna be on it today, bro. I'm not gonna be on a Holly today.
Got
But I
burnt.
do like. Yeah, well, it ain't even about
Not a
being
Holly
burnt,
day
bro.
today.
It's just
Yeah.
it's just the guys that he has around him. They're not fucking scoring.
Dead
Bro.
ass.
One guy that is pretty much all right, at least against the Golden State Warriors. Rashawn Holmes, man, his last game, the first game of the season, he had 16 and 11, a double-double. Right now, his double-double prop is at plus 225. Hadn't creeped around this number here over the last few games. 9 rebounds, 7 rebounds, 9 rebounds. You know, and the 9-8-10 mark there. His points is set here at 9.5. So that's probably the way I would want to go if I was thinking about props here. Other than that, I'm going to just take this Golden State Warriors team to smack them up. I think they win by 20 points here for sure. It's just guys that's out of the lineup for this. Guys that's out for this lineup for this Golden State Warriors team. It seems like it just doesn't matter anymore. I mean, Westbrook was talking so much shit about Draymond Green being out the lineup. Their defense really hasn't really took that much of a fall, and he was one of their main guys on defense. So, as far as this team, Golden State. You know, Darren Fox is going to be a definite, you know, I didn't make this bet yet, so I'm definitely going to wait until he gets confirmed in the lineup. But this is the way I'm going. I think we may even get a little bit better than 14.5 if he's announced in. Maybe not that much difference, but probably around 13. A point or two will definitely help us here. Curry and Wiggins, I think they are going to play, so I do like Wiggins to ball out in this game. Gary Payton, he looked like he kind of got really hurt last game, so I don't expect him to be out there. That may be hurting the defense here. So maybe an over spot. We do know Golden State at the house, the over has pretty much been rock solid there. But I like the Golden State full game here. I just think that they're the better team. We know how bad this team is going to give up the points in the Kings. And if you're giving up points for these guys, they're just going to knock down shots. So I expect Clay, Wiggins, and Steph, and maybe even Poole, guys coming off the bench, to have great games today. So they say GP2 is playing here. That's cool. That's good news, bro. He looked like he was hurt real bad last time. So Otto Porter may be out. That's what they're saying in the chat. But I have them still both those questionable. So once we get the confirmed lineup here, I think the line will move. So once the line move, you'll probably see me on Golden State. But again, that will be something that's tweeted out.
Yeah, definitely. And by the way, Steph Curry, someone asked about his points. Keep in mind, in double-digit blowout wins this year for Golden State, he's only averaging like 16 points per game. You know why that is? Because he's off the floor in with a big lead. So be careful of that tonight with Curry's points prop. So Billy, just to reiterate, are you touching anything in this game?
To be honest with you, I don't even feel comfortable giving this out. But I am personally betting Harrison Barnes over 1.5 3-pointers, minus 185, Brigada Sportsbook, BetMGM. I don't feel comfortable giving that out, to be honest with you.
No.
That's way too juicy to give it out, but it's a revenge spot, man. Taylor fade. I'm going to get paid.
There you go. Light opinion there on that with the that prop there for Billy. All right, Dutch, how about you? Kings and Warriors.
Yeah, shout out to our guy, Talk Sports with JT. Lit picks. I see you, my dude. Yeah, man. This game, what is it? Sacramento Warriors? Yeah, I heard, yeah. Back with this motherfucker, man. Back.
You can just feel the enthusiasm pulsating from Dutch talking about that game. Sacramento
what game is this motherfucker? Yeah. Hey, low key though, Jimmy kind of made a good point that the Kings might carry it over the first half, but you know me. Shout out to our guy Ski. I added these Kings to the hell no list. So
I totally get that.
It kind of goes against what you were saying, Ian. So and then the Warriors obviously are one of the elite third quarter teams, but no action for me on this motherfucker.
All right. Yeah. And I agree with what Jimmy was saying. Usually these teams that are not good, but they had a big win and they're playing back to back, maybe the first quarter, first half, they'll carry over some kind of positive momentum and then they'll just get blown out in the second half. That could be the case here tonight with the Kings as they play in Golden State. Great stuff with Billy, Wham, and Dutch for this Thursday. 296 live viewers. Hit that like button if you haven't done so already. Make sure you do that. We appreciate it. We'll be right back with Best Bets and Dutch's Freshest Look coming right up. All right, Southtown 101. When you're in San Antonio, Texas, stop in. Great food, drinks, live music, DJs, karaoke. From what I'm hearing, though, tonight, if you're taking the streets, be careful. Weather not great there, but still, check out Southtown 101. Manscaped, promo code PubSports, 20% off your purchase, Lawnmower 4.0, or any Manscaped product. Get 20% off using promo code PubSports. And MyBookie.ag. Again, we've got the Super Bowl in just over a week. LA Rams, Cincinnati Bengals. We have NBA. We have college basketball. NHL's on the All-Star break, but it'll be back on Monday. UFC, you name it. Check it out. MyBookie.ag. Sign up for an account. Bitcoin accepted currency for your deposit as well. MyBookie.ag, promo code PubSports, and get the pub rub. There it is, $14.99 or 2 for $25. Make sure you get it. PubSportsRadio.com. All right. Best bets and Dutch's freshest look for this Thursday slate. Let's start with Billy Briz here today. Best bet for Billy. What do you like?
My bad. Big Show advised me I have to mute my mic now on when I'm not talking. But best bet today is going to be on FanDuel Sportsbook. DeMar DeRozan triple-double plus 4,000. Taylor fade. Meet me at the window. I'm going to get paid. Tomorrow is UFC weigh-ins. This is going to pay for all my UFC bets. DeMar DeRozan triple-double plus 4,000.
Wow, there you go. DeMar DeRozan triple-double going for that. That's going for the bag right
going
there.
for the bag, baby. Everybody want to track these best bets and shit. Crack that shit, man. Plus 4,000. DeMar DeRozan triple-double.
DeMar DeRozan plays well against the Raptors, and he's going to need to tonight because the Raptors as a team are playing great. I think he will play great, so I like that. DeMar DeRozan triple-double, big shot. You got to swing for the fences every now and then. Billy's doing that. DeMar DeRozan triple-double for his best bet. All right, Dutch, you're up next. Freshest look.
Yeah, man. Freshest look. We're going to the ATL. And like I said before, there's levels to this motherfucking shit. The Suns will rise. Later, motherfucking 4. That's good money.
There you go, Phoenix. I agree. -4 against Atlanta. Freshest look for Dutch for tonight. Wham, best bet.
Yeah, man. We going to the D where you already know what prop I'm going for. I'm trying to hit a 3. It's going to be Jeremy Grant over 1.5 3-point makes at -112 right now available.
All right, there you go. Jeremy Grant for Wham with his best bet. My best bet is, you know what? I'm feeling good about the best bets. They're rolling right now on the show for me. We had another one yesterday, Memphis Grizzlies, -4 against the New York Knicks. They were leading those bastards the whole game. They didn't really have to worry about it comfortably. So another good play there. We've got to keep it going. It's been a great run. And I'm feeling so confident right now that I'm going to take a shitty number with the Miami Heat tonight, and I'm still going to make it a best bet for this Thursday night. Miami -7. Yeah, that's the best number out there right now, but I think it is a smackdown waiting to happen. Miami Heat -7 against the San Antonio Spurs. That's going to be my best bet, especially now with Murray out. I think, and the Heat, it's time to stop screwing around, right? Losing to the Raptors twice, though, is not a bad thing these days. They're playing great, Toronto at the moment. This is the night, I think, Miami, with Kyle Lowry, one of their leaders, they step up. They win by, I think, double digits here. Heat -7, best bet for this Thursday card. And that'll wrap up this edition of the NBA Pub Hub. Thanks to everyone for joining us. 302 live viewers. Hit the like button. Net Profit College Basketball coming up next with Connor Mack and Maxwell Smart. And we'll be back tomorrow. For Billy, for Dutch, for Wham, I'm Ian Cameron. Have a great Thursday night. We'll be back tomorrow on Friday, 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific, for another NBA Pub Hub right here on Pub Sports Radio. Dutch, take us home.
Yeah, man. You know where it's at, Pub Sports Radio. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share the video. Yo, we already know we went in. I'm coming out with the motherfucking bag. Yo, stay fresh, stay blessed, and let's stay putting these motherfucking bookies to rest. Yeah, man.